Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jay and welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Tacano Emergent Biopark in Jurassic World Evolution, a park where we're trying to build a biologically accurate dinosaur and prehistoric animal park, and we're going to do that via the use of mods. And before we start, as always, just want to quickly say, modding is not supported by Frontier, so if you do mod your game, do so at your own discretion. In today's video, we're going to be adding in a new species. In fact, we're going to be adding in 2 new species, and one of them is going to be during the live build because a new mod just came out while I'm recording this voiceover, and I want to use it in this park because I think it's an amazing little dinosaur. But first off, what we're going to be doing on screen, as you can see, is we're going to be using the new standalone scenery mod. So what this is it includes a bunch of new little scenery props, so some like general guest decorations, some kind of industrial things like containers, barrels, and crates. This mod was put together, let me quickly just double check. I believe it was actually put together by 2 different people and then was like compiled into a single mod by Harlequin's Ego, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just quickly check that. Always want to make sure I get the credits correct. And of course, if you wanted to check them out, links will be in the description. But the scenery was created by Danny Bob and Mr. Dandyman. That's quite an interesting username, but yeah. So great set of little scenery pieces that you can be using throughout your parks. I would highly recommend it. And another mod we'll be using today that has actually replaced a lot of stuff that you see on screen is the rocks from Danny Bob's environment rework. I think they look really good. As you can see in the compy habitat, we now have this big rock pillar which looks quite cool. I like to imagine the compies can climb all around it and stuff, and I think it looks really nice. And we've got some really nice big chunky rock pieces that work really well as cliff faces as well, so those all work pretty well. So on screen, we've just been putting down all the scenery pieces during the time lapse, and now what we're going to do is we're going to hop over into the habitat build for today. And we're not just going to be building a habitat, we're also going to be doing some prep work for future habitats. So first off, what we're going to be doing is adding in a bunch of these observation areas, these viewing platforms right in the center, well, not in the center, but around these the compy habitat and this big circular plaza area. Just so we have like a kind of a guideline for where these habitats are going to go. We're just putting 3 of them for now, and these are going to be part of 2 different habitats, one of which we are going to be using today, and another one we are going to be saving for a future episode. So we're going to be using the one that you can kind of see right now, these 2. This is going to be for, well, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, the Daspletosaurus made by Jagged Fang Designs. A really, really beautifully made dinosaur, replaces the Albertosaurus. I'm sure they're going to make a new species mod version of it at some point, but I don't mind either way because I don't use the Albertosaurus an awful lot in the base game. And I think this Daspletosaurus is similar enough that I wouldn't miss like one or the other. But it's a beautiful, beautiful dinosaur, amazing patterning, really just so well made, and of course quite biologically accurate. I think they even like consulted paleontologists on this and stuff like that. It's the effort they go to is really quite good, so would recommend checking out that mod as well, and the link is always in the description. And then later in the live play, we're going to be adding in another dinosaur as well, which is going to be a new mod, and I'm not going to spoil it just yet. You probably saw in the thumbnail anyways, but I haven't made the thumbnail, maybe I'll leave it out, maybe I'll keep it a surprise, but I'm sure you've seen it, and we're going to build a habitat for that later in today's episode as well. Here you can see what I've been doing a lot nowadays with the, well, not nowadays, but like, you know, as of the past week that I've downloaded this new rock mod, is that I like using them at the sides of cliffs to provide this kind of like flat, sharp edge, which I think looks really good. It's not perfect, but I think it looks really nice to provide like some sharper cliff edges, and really helps with the differences in height between different terrains, and I think it looks so good. Over here, of course, you can see we're just working on the fencing, adding in some stuff outside the habitat. For the longest time, I didn't really know what I was doing with the habitat. I thought maybe I would use it for a different species, but in the end, I thought this one ends up looking the best. Here, I'm just outlining the area outside of the monorail here. And what I'm going to do is extend this fence out towards the back and then add in like some elevation just to kind of have it be, how do I put this, kind of a habitat that ends against the cliff rather than have a fence along the back as well, and I think it looks quite nice. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. Here you can just see me kind of tinkering around with whether I want to put buildings there. Instead, I ended up opting for a nice line of fencing so that guests are kind of like surrounded by dinosaurs. That would be pretty cool. Over here on this side, what we're going to do is work on this in the next episode, and there's going to be a massive habitat for a whole bunch of herbivores, big herd kind of area, and it'll stretch out for quite a distance, and then I'll probably get a tour vehicle right through there as well. I think that'll look quite cool. I know we have the Jurassic Park tours, but my favorite tour vehicles in the game remain the ones that we got in Claire's Sanctuary, the big truck tours. I think those just look the best, and they kind of feel the most realistic, so I quite enjoy using those. Here you can see me doing what I mentioned earlier. Wanted the habitat to end against the cliff, so that's what we're going to be doing. And it's just going to be a pretty simple solution. I think it looks nice as well because you don't see the fence along the back. Using the invisible fence, of course, just to line out the back so they can't actually escape. And then adding in this cliffside rocks. Again, they make the area look nice, especially if you blend out the areas where the terrain doesn't quite match up with some foliage. I think it looks quite good. The habitat itself is a relatively quick build. We're just adding in some water and then just a few different levels, a few different rocks and trees. And I did tinker around with the idea of adding in a cave really quickly here at the back, but I wasn't really that big a fan of it, so I ended up just leaving it as is. I don't think the cave looks so good here, but in other habitats we'll try again. That's a fallen redwood, again from Danny Bob's environment pack, and I think it's included in the standalone scenery pack as well, so really nice. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the first habitat build here. We're going to watch the dinosaurs emerge from the hatchery, and then I'll catch you all in the live section of the video for a tour and then our adding of the new species. See you guys then. Alright guys, here we are in the park, and as you can see, this is the finished Daspletosaurus habitat, and we have 4 of them in here. With these smaller kind of Tyrannosaurs, I do kind of like having them in packs. I think that kind of suits their vibe, and I love the skins on these guys. Look how beautiful that is. I love that they have lips as well. There's a lot of debate, I think, about whether or not a lot of these bigger theropods had lips. I think the consensus is probably, there's no reason they wouldn't have them, especially having their teeth kind of exposed to the atmosphere and to wear and tear all the time probably wouldn't be great, so having lips makes sense. I love that they have the properly supinated hands, really beautiful. And one great thing about these skins is that every skin, with the exception of the wetland one, all look like just variations in the same pattern with only slight kind of hues and saturation differences, which I think looks really good, like hue and saturation. So I think generally it's quite a good look, and they all look like the same species, just with very minor individual variations, and I think they look good as a pack of 4 like that. Just beautiful, so nice, and I just love watching them hang out in this habitat. Loving the pine trees, the redwoods. They don't look as intense as the base game redwoods, and we have these smaller ones too, and I think it gives them quite a cool foresty vibe. Let's see whether we can see them through the viewing gallery. Yeah, it's a pretty nice view actually. You can just watch them drink some water over there, hang out. I do love these new scenery pieces. The fallen redwood looks so good. Adds just such a nice vibe. We have some other cool new scenery pieces which we haven't used yet, which we'll use in future episodes, so look forward to that. Anyways, we're getting quite a few guests now. I believe this also looks into the habitat, but yeah, there we go. Have one right by the fence. The monorail goes straight over the habitat as well, so you'll be able to look into it. And I'm really loving how these cliff sides have all turned out. I think they look so good. And I like that the fence kind of ends in them. I think that provides such an interesting appearance. Over here is going to be where we add in our big herbivore herd. But what we're going to be doing first of all is adding in a habitat just over here to coincide with the Zalmoxes, because if you remember, the Zalmoxes is a dinosaur from Cretaceous Romania, and we're going to be adding in another dinosaur from Cretaceous Romania, and this is one of the, I remember when we first discovered it, well, I say we, here it is, Balaur or Balaur Bondok. Beautiful, beautiful dinosaur, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to incubate a pack of them for release. What skins do we have? I believe, let's just try a few different ones and we'll see what we like. And then we can, of course, just move them over. I think the Alpine should be pretty good as well. I want them to kind of have some muted ones because I love the colors. I love the base skin. But yeah, it's a dinosaur from Cretaceous Romania, and I remember when it was discovered, there was so much like hype around it because everyone was like, whoa, a raptor but with 2 killing claws on each foot? Of course, that's just kind of it wasn't like, you know, 2 killing claws doesn't mean twice the badassery of a dinosaur. It's just how the dinosaur works. You know, it's an animal at the end of the day. And an adorable animal. Let's see how it looks here. Beautiful. This mod is by Nanolucensis, and oh my god, that is a cute dinosaur. I love him. Oh my god. So Balaur is now in our park, and it's beautiful. I love those big eyes. Very, very bird-like. Is he gonna eat from the herbivore feeder? What? I wasn't expecting that. That's unusual. Huh. But very cool. As you can see, beautiful animal. You can see the 2 killing claws, of course, characteristic of this animal. Very, very cool dinosaur. And let's just release the rest. I want to see what the other patterns are like, see if they're worth including, just because I want to keep them looking relatively similar to each other. That looks like it could work as a male coloration. Let's have you come into the light a little bit more. Cool sounds there. Yeah, the purple kind of works. Looks a bit more like maybe like a mating color, but actually I'm not that big a fan of that one. We'll just sell you off.
No problem.
It's such a weird thing in this game that you can sell dinosaurs. Like, where do they go? Oh, no, not that one either. You know what, I'm gonna stick with just the base coloration. Some animals you can just stick with the base coloration, you know. It's chill. Anyway, see there's more Balaurs. I'll just incubate a bunch of them, because I think like 6 or 7 would be a great number to have, but I will get rid of the colorful ones.
Asset collection request received.
As good. Is that the other one? You're gonna get tranquilized yet, my guy? You know what? The purple looks good. I think because the base coloration is so nice, I don't want something else to kind of like clash against it, so I'm happy to stick with that one. So yeah, Nanolucensis of course made her some amazing mods in the game. Really, really cool stuff, like the Psittacosaurus, if I'm not mistaken. Just really great stuff, so you do check out their work on the next. And very quickly, let's make a habitat for these guys. I think I'm going to stick with the light cable fence. I think that works really well. Let's see if I can get this right along the path. I do love having fences very close to the path. I think it looks nice. And should we do a viewing area or not? I think we will do a viewing area, just because it gives guests a bit more like separation from the animals, I guess. Or not. These are pretty small dinosaurs. Can't tell whether these feel super necessary. Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? And then we can have some like little bits and pieces outside the habitat. And looks nice. This is not offensive. Let's get that sorted. Okay. And everything goes here. Does that look okay? That one's a bit like out. Let's get that sorted again. In fact, I don't know why that is. Because, there we go. And then, yeah, that looks okay. And then we can delete these 2 bits of fencing. And then we'll just expand this habitat out. These circles they never work the way I want them to work. you know? It's a little bit, like, finicky. A lot of things about this game are a little bit finicky, but still a great game, still one of my favorites. I imagine it'll always be one of my favorites, it's just such a good game. I'm excited for what they might do in a sequel, that's for sure. It'd be so fun to see what they come up with. Let's see, because this is all another habitat over here. What I might do is just... Because this is... What is this? This is the... Nope, this is this fence, right? Nope. Which fence is this? This one? Yeah. Electrified heavy steel. I'll do that later. What I'll do now is... I'll just... go straight ahead. And then what I'll do here is just go this way, turn in here, and then go straight across that, and then have it wrap around and finish. That works, I think. Oh, I've been using the wrong fence the whole time. Great job, Jay. Incredible. Impeccable building skills you have. I'm using, of course, these are like the better looking fences, I believe, by Mr. Trodon. You can, of course, check in the link in the description to double check all this stuff. But they look so good. The only thing is they clash a little bit with some of the base game, well, not base, well, the Jurassic Park fences. But I think that was a problem with the Jurassic Park fences, is they don't link up well with the Jurassic World fences, because of course we are playing in the mixed eras thing. In the base game you wouldn't be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is just quickly clear out these trees and intensity up to get rid of these so we know what we're working with. Right next to the Zalmoxes habitat, of course, but it's where the cliff is, so I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about the Zalmoxes being, you know, upset or anything. Also, I don't know if you noticed in the time lapse, we actually added a whole bunch of eggs to the Maiasaura habitat, because, you know, Maiasauras were found where, you know, in big herds where like the eggs were found, and so cool. So I thought that was, you know, thematically very appropriate. Is that the only place I can place that? I'm gonna try and get a bit more like rocks here, just to... Yeah, that works. What I'm going to do is raise this terrain right here so that it meshes with the rocks a bit more. And then what I might do is use an invisible fence there. So what I'm going to do is switch this out to the invisible fence, which is the heavy cable fence, I believe. Yep, there we go. And I think that looks quite nice. In fact, I might replace this with that fence. And it looks like a mess now, but what I'm going to do is quickly just cover all this with rock. And then what I'm going to do is put in some of these big rocks just here. And I think that'll look quite nice. But yeah, this new Balaur mod, it was released this morning, I think, for me anyways. It was so early, you know. It's just like I woke up, I saw it, and it's like, huh. I was gonna record the video like just showing off what we built so far and stuff, so might as well just add on that, you know, add on the Balaur build. I'm not really super comfortable building in live time, which is why most of my builds are always time-lapsed. But I thought, you know, it'd be fun to just give this a try. It'll be something a bit more new, and I think so far it's alright. I don't mind it as much. What I'm going to do now is we got this nice cliff face, just add lots of sand at the bottom. I think sand around cliff faces is good. In fact, this habitat in general, I'm going to make quite sandy. Like just, I don't know, it looks quite nice. I think it harkens back to the idea that Balaur is, of course, this island animal. There we go, little pools up here, maybe a little pond down here as well. And this is nicely basically built as a cliff face, so I'm going to rock it up a little bit. Get some rocks in there. Sand in my pools as usual, I really like doing that. I think it makes it quite nice. And that's pretty much it for what I'm happy doing, I think. Maybe I might do another corner just with the cliff faces. Let me see whether that's something I could do. Yeah, what I'm gonna do here is cliff face it up. So that, and then I'll get the big rocks again. I didn't replace all the rocks. The mod does have like a bunch of different rock options, but I didn't do all the rocks because I do like some of the base game rocks quite a lot. And also because I've already placed so many in the park, I think it would be a little bit difficult to come back in and there's giant rocks everywhere where there once were tiny rocks. So okay, that works. And there. So now we've got a nice little cliff side here. Just gonna raise the... oh, I have not connected the fence over here. And there we go. Oh, that didn't connect very well. I'll just do that over here. Of course, it looks a bit like a mess now, but once we raise the terrain and blend it in, I think it'll look quite good. So that's that. Let's raise a little bit more of the terrain just to get some that's kind of maybe some over here in the front as well. I think that'll look quite cool. Smooth it out. This gap here is a bit annoying, but again we can fix that by we'll add rock all over to make it just look like one big rock formation. Just think it looks nice. And then what we're gonna do is use the brush here and add in some forest. This just blends things in so well. Like, makes things look really nice. One thing I noticed with this new expanded terrains tools is that it's a little bit, like, takes a bit more time to add in foliage, but not something I mind too much. Add in more forest back here just to, give it the illusion of more depth, like the enclosure goes back further than it does. I think that looks quite good. What I might do is just add in some foliage here. Just little bits here and there. I think it looks quite good. Okay. I'm not going to stick any redwoods in here. I'd rather keep it a bit more tropical looking. And of course this area would benefit tremendously for some foliage as well. There's our Balaur habitat for the most part. Let's just get the feeders in there. I don't know if it'll eat from the meat feeder now because I saw it eat from the carnivore feeder out there. I mean from the herbivore feeder. So let's put in the feeder there quickly. I want to quickly get rid of some of this dirt bits. And then what I'm going to add quickly is some bushes and stuff. I think these always add a lot of nice depth and interest. I use the coastal ones most. I really like those. Some of the vibrant ones, and then that's it. I'm pretty happy with this. Looks pretty good. Just quickly out here, what I'm going to do is add grass. Oh, that doesn't look very nice, does it? I'm going to go back to sand. And is there any decorations we could add out here? Let's have a look. Oh, this is going to take forever. I'll do that in a time lapse in the future. And one more thing I just want to quickly add is some small rocks. And actually maybe one or two of these trees. These are pretty nice trees. Yeah, that works. Maybe one more just here. And some rocks. Small rocks. Can never go wrong with a small rock or two. And these long rocks especially I think look so nice by the edges of water. Looks so good. And yeah, that's it. So I'm very happy with that Balaur habitat. I'll get the dinosaurs over now. We can have a quick look at them. Oh, I haven't tranquilized all of them, have I? Let's tranquilize the rest.
Acknowledged.
Is there only 4 of them? It might only be 3 of them. Did I only... oh no, the rest are... so it's 6 altogether. And that should be plenty for our habitat, I think. Just gonna move them over now, and then we'll have a quick look at them, and then wrap up the episode. So it's a bit longer than usual this episode, because we of course had an actual build in this section. Let me know what you think down below. Do you like the new dinosaurs? Do you like the live build section? Because I might do more of that. It is a little bit easier to film, because I don't have to edit as much, I don't have to like... but the only thing is that I'm not super great at like talking while I'm doing stuff, so, I don't know if you actually found it particularly interesting to watch. And also I get a little bit distracted, so let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this different format. And let me know, what are you excited for to see in this park. This park, I think, will go on for quite a while, just alongside all our other projects on the channel. We're getting started with Prehistoric Kingdom really soon as well, so get excited for that. Now, while the others are coming out and being tranquilized, let's just move over some of the ones that are finished. And I think they work so well next to the Zalmoxes. They fit the whole island vibe, and hopefully we get some more island dinosaurs. Then we can fit a whole section with just island dinosaurs. That would be quite cool. Here they are in their new habitat. Beautiful, beautiful Balaur duck. Gorgeous animals. I think they look so good. And yeah, I think they look nice in this habitat. There's going to be a pack of 6 of them. The rest are still being dropped off. I find it so funny, like these big helicopters being used to drop off such tiny animals. The feathering looks so good. Nanolucensis, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, stellar job on the feathers. I think they look so good. You made the dinosaur look so fluffy, and I know that's not an easy thing to do with mods, especially with the base game dinosaurs all being purely scaly. You don't have much to base off of, but they look so good. The feathers look really nice. I think the pack looks very happy in here. And yeah, great work all around. Great work on the Daspletosaurus, the Jagged Fang designs as well. Let's have a quick look at them again. Beautiful animals. So well done. Anyways, that is it for today's episode. Let's just finish off by watching one of these below. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, what you want to see in the future episodes to come. Like the video if you did like today's video, of course. Subscribe for more Jurassic World Evolution content. I post Jurassic World Evolution videos at 5 PM UK time every Friday. And soon we're going to have Prehistoric Kingdom on the channel too, which releases later tonight for me. So expect a video this weekend or Monday. With that all said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!